We'll solve this question. So it says a code language has converted mathematics into this particular random word. Now they're asking what chemistry will be converted to into that particular code language. So we should understand what this code language means. I mean, what is the pattern that this code language is following. So just before solving the question also, let's just see the options. Okay, that will give some idea. As discussed in the previous session also, generally in the options, if there is any frequency of things repeating, let's say here SSX, SSX, SSX is getting repeated. So might be the answer, like the final answer might have SSX in it. Again, if you see DID, BID, BID and DGF, you see two BIDs here. Okay, so maybe answer might be in these two options. So if you see SSX and SSX, so somewhere you find that these two might be the answer. Some option might lie somewhere. And if you see, this is BID NH TSSX, this is BID LH TSSX. So only this is what is difference here. So this is actually only these two are different in the two options. So very close options. So might be answer might be somewhere in these two options only. But let's do it properly and see what is the answer. So it says mathematics. So why I'm telling this options thing is, without reading the option, I just saw the options, I've seen some pattern, you already reached 50% scenario where you know only two options might be correct. So that helps a little bit in your answering. So mathematics, then you have L, B, S, I, D, N, okay. So each letter of mathematics is being replaced by some random letter and we get this word. So what is this randomness also? We can actually see a pattern here. If you see what comes before M, L, so there is a relation between M and L. Okay, let's say M the letter coming before M is L. But here if you see B, it is means after A, B comes. So there is some change in pattern. Next you see T and S. Now S comes before T. H and I, here I comes after H. That means if you see like this, alternatively there is a pattern. So all these alternate letters are the letters which come before the given letter. L comes before M, S comes before T, D comes before E, Z comes before A, and H comes before I, R comes before S. But if you see the even letters, that is A, H, M, T like this, these are the letters that come after the given letter. So B comes after A, I comes after H, N comes after M, U comes after T, and D comes after C. Okay. So we found the pattern here. The odd terms are the letters which come before the given letter, and even terms are the letters which come after the given letter. Okay. Now in the same pattern, let's see what chemistry means. Okay. Now first letter C. So what is the letter that comes before C? Before. Here you see L comes before M. So first always odd letters. B means the letter which comes before this letter. So B. But here I will come. Here D will come because before letter. Here N will come. Here H will come. Correct. Here T will come. Okay, so if it's confusing, we'll do only the odd numbers first. Okay, that will be better. அப்படி பண்ணலாம். +1 -1 also you can do, but let's say C it will be B, or let's say odd numbers. No, so before E will get D, before I will get H, before T will get Yes, before y we'll get x. Now we see the even terms. After h we'll get I, after m we'll get n, after s we get t, after r we get s. So the final answer is BID NHT SSX. BID NHT SSX. So you see our answer is actually between B and C. We could actually boil down it to two options only, but with a little more understanding we could get the final answer. But this analyzing the options also will get you to the closer to the answer. Any doubt? So in such kind of a thing again, as we were discussing, familiarity is the problem. See, if we haven't seen this question any time before, it will seem somewhat different and we might leave it at the sight of it. But now having solved this question, having known that okay, this is how we find a pattern and this is how the relation exists between letters, next time if something of this sort comes, you will be a little more comfortable with such questions. Okay. So, so get yourself more familiar with different types of model. Okay, this next question. At which one of the following times do the hour hand and the minute hand of the clock make an angle of 180 degrees with each other? Okay, now this is a clock. I hope everyone knows how to tell the time seeing a clock. Yes. So how does 7 o'clock look? This is thing somewhat like this, or if your center is like, okay, but it's okay. Somewhat it looks like this, 7 o'clock. So at 7 hours, and this is the hour hand and this is the minute hands. Okay, this is the minute hand and this is the hour hand. Now what is he saying? Both these hands should make 180 degrees with each other. That means both should be straight like this, 180. Angle should be 180 degrees. Here do you think it is 180? No. It is not, because it should be straight. So this is 7, let's say, and this is 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. So next, what is he saying? An option between 7 and 7.7 and 7 minutes 7 hours 5 minutes. So you should be a little aware of how the clock moves. Okay. Now let's say now at 7 o'clock this hand will be exactly pointing towards 7. But as in after 7 o'clock, while this hand minutes hand slowly moving, you might assume that this hours hand will actually remain at 7. No, it is wrong. It also actually moves, because by the time this has to complete one circle, this has to come from 7 to 8. So this will also move towards 8 a little. Okay. So now next we'll go between 7 hours and 7.5. See, if you don't know anything, just take your watch and also see. Okay, you have an analog watch. If you have an analog watch, take it and set it to 7 and see what is the time. That is also a trick in the exam if you want. Okay, but if at all invigilator catches you, then better you solve with this solution. Okay, so how will you go about this? Now between 7 hours and 7 hours 5 minutes. Now, if let's say my minute hand moves to this point. Okay, let's say if it moves here. Where will my hours hand be at that point? A little, okay, only a little, let's say here. Okay, so it will be somewhat like this, and it will. Just for clarity, I'm making it a little bigger. Okay, this is initial condition. Now let's say it moves. So my hours hand is here. Sorry, minutes hand is here. My hours hand will move a little, I would say. Okay, only a little, as he said. So is it making 180? Not yet. So this is wrong and this is wrong. Now at 7 hours and 5 minutes is saying. Here also, let's say, so second condition was here. Third condition is this, if it is at 5 and it moves a little. So now also if you see, this angle and this angle doesn't make 180. Okay, so this is also wrong. But what happens between 7 hours 5 minutes and 7 hours 10 minutes is your minutes hand will be in this range. It will be somewhere here. Okay, and similarly your hours hand will be somewhere in this range between 7 and 8. So if you actually see this makes 180, 1 and 7 make 180, and 1 and 2 make 180. Okay, I'll make it a little more clear. Yeah, so the opposite numbers generally make 180. So 7 and 1 make 180, 8 and 2 make 180. But why he deliberately asked this point is, when the minutes hand the minutes hand is at 1, and if the hours hand is at 7, then obviously it will be a 180 degrees thing. But as we have seen, when exactly at 7 o'clock, the hours hand will be at 7. But by the time minute hand moves towards 1, it would have already changed from 7. So it will not be a straight line at 7:5. So that is why, to confuse, they gave this option, saying that hours hand will be at 7, minutes hand will be at 5. So it will be a straight line 180. So you will tick this option. But that is wrong, because hours hand already it would have moved a little distance into this towards 8. So this option is wrong. And this we know is wrong. We have seen 7 is also wrong. But what happens here is, between 7:5 and 7:10, your minutes hand will be somewhere in this range, and your hours hand will be somewhere in this range. So there is a possibility that your hours hand is like this, and your minutes hand is like this, which makes 180 degrees. Okay, understood? Any doubt? Here only catch is, it can't be at 7:5, because already this hand would have moved a little bit. So even if your minutes hand has reached here, it will not exactly follow this line, because already this hours hand has moved a little above. So this is wrong, and in this range you will find that they'll make 180 degrees. Okay. So this is the next question. I think all those who give prelims will easily answer this, or all those who have given their test series at least will understand how this works. It says an objective type test has 90 questions, 5 marks for correct answer, 2 marks for wrong answer, that is negative marking. And there are, if you attempt all the 90 questions without leaving anything, a person gets 387 marks. So they're asking what is the number of incorrect responses, that is number of wrong answers. So normally how it works in our prelims is, if you get correct answer, it will be 2 marks. If you get wrong answer, it will be 1/3 of 2 marks. So it will be 2/3, minus 2 by 3, plus 2 and minus 2 by 3. Here it is plus 5 and minus 2. So I don't think you require me to solve this, because you already know how you will calculate your marks for prelims, but let's just go through it. Let's say the number of correct, now he's saying what, let's say number of correct responses are x. We are assuming again, we don't know. Assume. So incorrect would be how many? Y, let's say. Or you can also assume as 90 minus x, because what is he saying? He's saying attempting all 90 questions. So you have attempted all the 90 questions. So if you have answered x, then obviously incorrect would be 90. If your correct is x, incorrect would be 90 minus x. Then what is he saying is, you have 5 marks for correct answers. So if you, let's say if you have answered x questions as correct, what will be the total marks you'll get from this? It will be 5x. Each question you'll get 5 marks correct. So x questions you made as correct, so you'll get 5x. And negative marking, how much you get? 2 marks. So how many negative marks you'll get? Minus 2 into number of incorrect questions. Okay, done. So what is the total marks you'll get? 5x minus 2y. Okay, this you get from your correct responses, this you get from your incorrect responses. Total it makes 387. Okay. Now we also know that x plus y is 90, because total correct plus total incorrect is 90 questions. So we found a relation. This is step 2. First is assume, second is relation. You got the relations. Now third step is to find out the actual answer. Okay. Now how do you do that? Now from here you know y is equal to 90 minus x, or since we want to find we'll do that. Since we want to find out y, what is he asking? He's asking number of incorrect responses. So we'll find out y. So x is 90 minus y. So you know that 5 into 90 minus y minus 2y is equal to 387. You understood how we got here? Here we know from here we know x is equal to 90 minus y. Okay. From here we know x is equal to 90 minus y, and now this particular x you substitute here in this equation. You will get 5 into 90 minus y minus 2y is equal to 387. Okay, any problem? So this will be what? 450 minus 5y minus 2y is equal to 387. Okay, cool. Now get all the y terms this side and get 387 this side. Now 450 minus, it says 450 minus 387 will be 7y. Okay. Now what is 450 minus 387? 63. Okay. That's basic maths. 63 equal to 7y. Now y is equal to 63 by 7, which is 9. So totally you will get your y as 9. And we have an option here, 9. Now can someone tell me, if someone has answered all questions correct, how much marks he'll get? 450, because 90 questions, if all are correct, 590. So here he says 387 is the marks he gets. That means somewhere is very close to 450. 387 is almost close to 450. That means he has answered very less questions as incorrect. That is also an intuitive way of solving. This is an entire maths part, that's okay. But intuitively, you know, he has scored close to 450. 387 is closer to 450. So the answer must be somewhere in these two only, because number of incorrect should be very less in order to get 387. So here also, just by an intuitive approach, you can say that answer must be somewhere between A and B, because if he's, let's say, he's scoring 43 as wrong, out of 90 questions, almost half questions if he scores wrong, he can't score 387. Similarly, 27 is almost like 30% of it. 30% if he says he can't score near to 450. So these options are definitely wrong just by the sight of it. Again, you can just reduce it to 50% by intuition approach. Okay. Yeah. So this is a very interesting problem. I think this one and the next question are I found most interesting in this paper. And also this statement is alone enough for most people to not answer this question, not even look at it. They see P, they change the paper, they go to next question. So just this equation is enough to scare the people away. But we will not be scared because we are attending this class. We will make sure we will get this correct. What we do is we don't get scared, we just read the problem and solve it. And like James Bond, we'll go to next question. Okay. So it says consider the following addition problem. It says it gives such number where P, Q and R are different digits. So what is the arithmetic mean of all such possible sums? Too much jargon in the problem? Okay. So what he says is P, Q, R are different digits. Different digits is 0 to 9, you have 10 digits. P, Q, R are different possible digits, but they are not same. Like you can't say P, Q, R are like 1, 1, 2, because then P and Q will be same. P, Q, R should be like 1, 2, 3, 1, 4, 5, so that they are different. But the crux lies in here understanding this particular equation. What he says, so let's say if P is a digit, he's saying it should be, P should belong to somewhere between 0 to 9 only. Yeah, 0, 1, 2, like that, 0 to 9 only. So what is he saying basically is, P is a digit, let's say P is 1. So that means 31 plus 41 plus 11 plus 11 is equal to, now what is he saying, Q and R are also digits. So, but there's something different from P. So, let's say R is some 2, Q is some 5 and 2 is already given. So, basically this is your R, this is your Q, and this last digits here and these 2 digits here are P, 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 P and P. Okay. Basically this is what he's saying. He's saying now, but if you actually see, if you add 31 plus 41, it will be how much? 72 plus 11 will be 83 plus 11 would be how much? 94. So this you get it as 94, but this is 252. So this can't be equal. But what you have to do is find out PQRs such that this equation is valid with the combination. Now what you have taken combination P as 1, R as 2, Q as 5, but this is not getting solved. But I gave this example just to make this in a familiar form. This very sight of it is not familiar. How can you add 3P with PP and get RQ2? That is very irreasonable. But what is he trying to say is they are variables. You can plug digits in those places and get an equation. So it is 31 plus 41. So if you take P as 1, then this entire thing boils down to this, basically a mathematical known form. This is an unknown form, but if you put 1, you will get a known form. Similarly, this is an unknown form. You put 2 and 5, you will get a known form. So basically he's saying find a P in such a way that you get a reasonable valid equation. Okay. So how will you go about it? Anyone can give a suggestion here?
Last 4 numbers
Ama.
Something 4 plus P gives 2.
Hmm.
If it is 4 into 1, start 2. 4 into 2, start same not 2.
Okay, got it. So what he's telling is, now let's add 3P, 4P, normal how we do mathematics, how we do addition. I have 4 different numbers, I'll add them, I'll get a sum. Okay. But what he's trying to suggest is, when you add all this number, you get something in the units place. Let's say you had 1 here, 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1, you get 4 here. Yeah. And we know what is the units place of the sum, it should be 2. Okay. Now let's say instead of 1, if you put 0, we can put P as 0 also. He doesn't say it is non-zero. 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0, here it will get 0. 1, you know, we will get 4. Let's say 2, you get 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2, we get 8. That is also not satisfying. Let's put 3. 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3, we get 12. That means we get 2 here. So P might be, we can put 3 as one of the digits. Next, let's say go with 4. 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4, 16. If you put 5, you get 20, 0, not possible. If you put 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 24. So units digit will be 4, not possible. 7 plus, so if you put 7 plus 7 plus 7 plus 7, you get 28. That is also not possible. Next you put 8. 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8, 32. So you are getting 2 again. That means P might be 8. If you put 9, you will get 36. So it's not possible. So I'll just again, so I'll just write it in a known terms again. So what I'm trying to suggest is this 3P, 4P, PP and PP. You know, you need to find the, so I'm putting P as 3, okay. So this will be 33, this will be 43, this will be 33 and this will be 33. So can someone add and tell me 3 plus 3 plus 3 will be 12. I get 1 here. 4 plus 4 is 8. 8 plus 6 is 14. You got 142. You got 2 in the units place. That means, so this is one possibility. So here you have assumed P as 3. But you know RQ2, the sum should be in the form of RQ2. Here RQ2 is what? RQ2 is 142 because you got the sum as 142. That means your R is 1 and Q is 4. Okay, any problem, any confusion, you can let me know. You can ask if you have any doubts. Yeah.
P into P, 4 into P, they assume for
That is there. That is what he's asking is a genuine doubt. What is he saying is 3p means it may not be 31, but he's saying it should be 3 into 1, like 3 into p. That is also correct. But if you see, he's saying p, q, r are different digits, and he's saying following addition problem. Okay, so still what you're asking may not be clarified with the given information. In all likelihood, what you said is also correct. It can be 3 into 1 also, but generally in such kind of problems, you assume it should be a digit only, because he's giving, had it been, if you would have given p, q, r are some numbers, then it could have been 3 into p. But he's specifically saying they are digits. Digits only come when you have numbers form, like you're getting it, 31. Only when you have that digits form only it will be a number. Had it been into multiplication, 3 into p abdina, he would have given any number. P, Q, R could have been, Q would have been 30, Q could have been 40 also. But specifically is mentioning their digits. So you should assume that they are in the number form. Okay, that is one clarification. Any other doubts? Okay, so 33, 43, 333, so you'll get 142. Next, what we know, P is 8, substitute P equal to 8 here. You get what? 38, next, 48, next, 88, next, 88. Add them. Now, how 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8, you get 32. So, 6, 10, 10 plus 16, 26. So, here your 262 is RQ2. So, R equal to 2 and Q equal to 6. Okay. So, only these two are the possible cases, because we have seen if you add multiple numbers, only two numbers will have ending units placed with 2. Rest all it is not possible. 7 4s is 28, it ends with 8, it's not possible. Only 3 and 8 are the possible things. So what we have got is different kinds of sets, okay. So we got RQ2 as one form is 142 and another form is 262. So here is asking what is the arithmetic mean of all such possible sums. How many possible sums are there? Only two, 142 and 262. So we need to find out an arithmetic mean, means add these two and divide by 2, average, basically average. So arithmetic mean, yeah. Another thing is arithmetic mean is again seems something different, but it's simply average. You and I got, let's say you got 10 marks, I got 15 marks. Tell me the average. It will be 10 plus 15 by 2, 12.5. Similarly, arithmetic mean is nothing but average. So 142 plus 262 is 4. You get 1, you get 404. Now average of 404 is, that is divided by 2, you'll get 202. So it's in the answer, 202. So I think just 5 minutes back we thought this is one of the most difficult problems, but we finally landed up with the answer. But how did we go about this? Each step we have, first of all we have to understand what this means, and before understanding and before reading you should remove that fear in your mind that this is somewhat different. This is very familiar to you, this is very much known to you, just given in a hidden form. So understanding that this is within your reach is first step. Secondly, trying to understand what the question means and putting each of them and finding, okay, you found out a logic that, okay, the final answer, the unit space should be 2. So what are the possible ways of P? Once you found out P, you could find out R and Q. Once you could find out R and Q, you found out the sums. Then you did the arithmetic mean and got the answer. Each step, slow and slow, each step is a 6th class mathematics thing. 6th class maths plus 6th class maths plus 6th class maths. Finally, you get the answer. Any doubt or any confusion? Shall we go forward? Yeah, this is another similar question. Another warning sign to leave the question, danger sign. People leave this, but we will not leave. What does it say? Consider the following multiplication problem. Multiplication problem, you all are doing multiplication problem right from childhood, where P, Q, R are different digits. Again the same terminology, but here he says R is not 0. That means R can be 1 to 9 but not 0. P and Q can be anything. What is the value of P plus R divided by Q? What is the value of P plus R divided by Q? Okay. So we'll follow the same technique what we did earlier. What is he saying? P now, so now this is the crux of the question again. He's saying PQ into 3 is RQQ. So RQQ is some random number, PQ is some random number, and 3 are possible digits. He's saying if you multiply PQ into 3, you get RQQ. Again, we'll go with what we know. Earlier in the previous case, we know 2 is the final unit digit. So we saw if you add P 4 times, you have to get 2. What is the condition here? It says PQ into 3 is RQQ. Again, let's go by the units place only. There is one digit Q, which if you multiply by 3, again in the units place you will get Q only. Okay. So let's see what are the combinations possible. Now, let's say Q you have, Q into 3 you have. These both should be same. Okay. That is what it is, right? If let's say 21 into 3, 3 into 1 will be 3. But here you should have the same number as Q, that is 1 you should have. So 1 does not satisfy this. So if you have Q as 1, 1 into 3 will be 3. If you have 2, 6. Remember, this should be same. These both should be, Q into 3 should be same as Q. The final, only then it will be satisfying. Then you have Q as 3. Then you Q into 3 into 3 will be. Okay. Next, you have 4. This will be a 12 and this is not matching. 5, you have 15. You see it's matching. You only see the units place. Don't go by this 12, 15 or something. Only units place in this should match. Next you have 6. Not matching. Next you have 7, 21. Not matching. 8, 24. Not matching. 9, you have 27. Not matching. But you have 0. 0 into 3 is 0. So this is also matching. Okay. And you find this is also matching. Okay. But you have to understand Q can be 0. Okay. I think what he wanted to say is Q also cannot be 0. Okay. Let's see. 0 into 3 is 0. So you have Q as 0 also and you have Q as 5 also. So what we got is Q as 0, 5. Okay. Is this clear how we got this? Any confusion in this? Basically, we have seen whatever multiplying by Q, if you multiply into 3, you should get the same digit as n. So 15, 5 3s is 15. So 5 into 3, 15. Again 5 will be in the units digit. So now let's put Q as 0. So that means you have some number P. You put it into 3. How much 3 zeros? 0. 3 P's is, let's say, some number you get, which is 3 into P. Okay. Now this is equal to R, 0, 0. Okay. So now you get like R into 0 is equal to 3P. Okay. That means you have to find P, where if you multiply 3 into P, you have to get units digit as 0. 3 into 1, 3. 3 into 2, 6. 3 into 3, 9. So what will be the P's value so that you get a 0 here? 0 only. If you get 3 into 0, so your doubt comes here again. Here it is not 3P, it is 3 into P. Okay. 3 into P basically. I'll just write it clearly. So only if my P is 0, है ना? If only my P is 0, will I get 0 here. But if I put my P as 0, this entire thing will be 0. Then you will get what? R0 is equal to 0. That means R should also be 0, because then it will be 0, 0 equal to 0. Only then it will be true. So your one combination is PQR is equal to your first you assumed 0 to be Q to be 0. Then from this you get P to be 0. Then R to be 0. So this is one set. Obviously you put here now 0, 0 into 3 is equal to 0, 0, 0. Is this true? No, this is true. Yeah. So I'm telling. So this is 0. This is this satisfying? Yes. But what he says, R is not 0. So that means you can't take this case. It is very well solving, satisfying this equation. But since he's saying R is not equal to 0, you should not take this. So what we are left with, only one case where Q is 5. Okay. So now let's see how that works. Now he's saying Q is 5. That means P into 5 into 3 is what? 3 into 5 is 15. You get 1 here. So this is 3 into P plus 1. 3 into P and you have a carryover 1. This will be this. Is equal to R 5, 5. Okay. So now we are in a situation where it says 3 into P plus 1, 5 is equal to R 5, 5. Now coming back to your doubt, here you have multiple confusions with this equation. You don't know what you should add, what you should multiply and what you should put it as number. So here if you see, this particular thing is only one digit. Let's say 65 means this will be only 6. Okay. Or sorry, not digits, it can be 2 digits also. But this entire thing will constitute as a number. You need not multiply this into 5. You just have to place them together. Like this can be, let's say 23. So it will be 2, 3, 5. It is not 23 into 5. Okay. You have R 5, 5. So you know units place are same. Okay. So now that means your R5 is a 2-digit number. It can be 65, it can be 35, it can be 45, depending upon R. Similarly, since these two are equal, your 3 into P plus 1 should also be some kind of a 2-digit number. Okay. So we know that 3 into P plus 1 is equal to R5 form. Okay. Now again you see, unit digit is 5. Here it is 1. So P should be such a way that when you multiply it with 3 and add 1, you should get 5. So again what we do, we go from basics again. Put P as 0. 3 into 0, 1. You get 1. Not possible. Then put P as 1. You get 3 into 1. 3 plus 1, 4. Not possible. Put as 2. 6 plus 1. Not possible. Put P as 3. 9 plus 1. Not possible. Put P as 5. P as 4. Not possible again. Put P as 5. Not possible. P as 6. Not possible. P as 7. Not possible. P as 8. Possible. That means if my P is 8, let's suppose, then 3 into 8 will be 24 plus 1. That makes it 25. See, now it is in the form of R comma 5. So P is 8. Then P is 9. Will not get, because 2 into 9 will be 18. 18 plus 1, it will be 9. But 5, it should be 5. So only possible way is your P should be 8. That is 3 into 8 plus 1. Okay, this is your P, this is your R, and Q is your 5. So Q you have put it as 5, P you get it as 8, and R now you will get it as 2. So this is one combination. So now if you plug it, you will get what? 85 into 3 is equal to 2, 5, 5. Is this true? Is this true? 85 3s is 255. Yes, and R is also not 0. Okay. Now what? So this means this set is correct. We have finally achieved the answer. Now what is he saying? What is the value of P plus R divided by Q? Now P is what? 8. R is what? 2 divided by 5. This is 10 by 5, 2. Okay. So again, in spite of all this explanation, still this question might seem difficult at the first go. This is somewhat comes under a topic called number theory. Here also, you need not know the theory and all difficult things. Just go by first principles again. Here the only catch is you should understand this units place funda. That funda of what multiplying with 3 again gives me the same number. Q into 3 should again give me Q as a digit. That is the funda here. There what we saw in the previous question, you have to have P plus P plus P plus P. If you add 4 times P, you should get units place as 2. In both cases, units place is the key. That is your anchor. That is where you have to start from. In that calendar problem, what was the anchor? That 17. 17th day was 3rd Saturday. That was the anchor from where you could chalk out the entire calendar. Similarly, here the anchor is this unit place. Means from this place, if you start origin, you will get the answer. So here you have to observe what is Q and try to get the final answer. Okay. Any doubts? This might seem definitely a little difficult, but we'll try to if you go through once or twice, you will easily get it.